Hi there, students. Siege, to siege, a verb. A siege, a noun. So, S-I-E-G-E or S-E-I-G-E? It's one of these words I always have difficulty with the spelling. I before E except after C. S-E-I-G-E. Okay? Doesn't always work, but 98% yes. Okay, so a siege. A siege is when an armed force surrounds a place, particularly a city or a castle or something like that, in order to defeat the people defending it. So the castle had been under siege. Notice, to be under siege for many months. The army laid siege to the city. Yeah, I believe Franco's army laid siege to the city of Badajoz. Okay, so to lay siege to, a siege. Yeah, this is where the troops are all around the outside. Often a city, it could be a building as well. I think very often when you have an incident and the police arrive and there are people with guns inside, then we have a siege where you have hostages inside and the police outside. Okay, and this is effectively siege. To be under siege, to be surrounded by armed forces or by military or by the police, and you're unable to escape, you're unable to leave. Now, you can use this metaphorically as well. You could be under siege by the press. You could be under siege by photographers. So when something happens in the news, suddenly you can find reporters all round a house laying siege to whoever lives in the house because they want a comment. Yeah, they want they want somebody to something for their newspaper. Okay, so I guess if you're under siege as well, you could use this to say you're facing increasing difficulty or increasing pressure. So the share price has been under siege for various weeks as the news gets worse and worse. Or you could be subject to criticism from various different positions. So the Prime Minister has been under siege by people complaining about how he's been dealing with this. So he's under siege from the opposition, maybe he's under siege from the press, he's also under siege from the general public. You know, that everybody is complaining about it. Okay, so under siege, being pressurized by problems, by questions the whole time. The pound came under siege this week and fell to its lowest value for 10 years. Yeah, it's true, the pound's been under siege recently, but I think this is Brexit fallout. Okay, so to be under siege, to have difficulties. Yeah, notice we also have the verb to besiege. Yeah, to beleaguer, to vex, to lay siege to. Yeah, okay, so he was besieged by reporters. But yeah, there was a siege where there were reporters everywhere and they wouldn't let him out of the building. The building has been under siege by guerrillas since the beginning of the year. Okay, so a siege is a military blockade, but then it can be a siege, a persistent or serious attack, yeah, to lay siege to, and then metaphorically to pursue something diligently, to keep asking questions, to pressurize, to put under pressure. You could have a siege mentality. Yeah, this is where your attitude is very frightened, very defensive. You're very paranoid about everyone. You don't trust anyone. So I guess North Korea, after years of international isolation, has led the country to develop a siege mentality. Yeah, everybody's after us. Everybody's going to hurt us. So we need to just look after ourselves. I guess you could have a siege economy as well. This is an economy where they try to limit money going out, and they try to limit imports coming in. So a siege economy is one where the country tries to produce everything it needs, or as much as it can, and it tries to limit money going out, which then helps the domestic companies. Yeah, it's maybe some sort of protectionism as well, though. Okay, so a siege. Let's see. Formality, to siege, to lay siege to, under siege. 5.5 in formality. Use it anywhere. A siege, yeah. And let's see, as to origin, okay, there's an old French word, siège, or yeah, IEEI question, which actually comes from the Latin word sedes, a seat, sedecula, a small seat. And I guess the idea is that the enemy is seated in chairs round the city, waiting for things to happen. Okay, that waiting to be able to get in. So a siege, a military blockade on a city, a fortress, a building where people are literally sat round the building, trying to get in and using siege engines and all sorts of things because the city's got great big walls. Okay, so enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Siege. S-I-E-G-E.